Here's some stats on gyms, and they're alarming, and we are in a very crazy time, okay? So 12% of the United States has a gym membership. You know, whatever, that's kind of a low penetration rate, but whatever. Where it gets alarming is not that 88% of the people don't have a gym membership, it's that only 8% of the United States actually gets enough activity to benefit from that activity. That means 92% of the United States doesn't get enough activity to benefit from that activity. That's wild. That's crazy. Now, if we take this a step further, this is the really wild one. This is the crazy one, okay? Of the people that join a training gym, like a personal training gym like the one that we're in right now, a service gym, of those people, over half of them will get injured within their first year of training. That's nuts. In the most controlled environment there is around health, like, we know more about this stuff behind me than we know about medication, and we know about psychiatry, than we know about nutrition, okay? We basically know, like it's hard to say, like, know, like K-N-O-W, but we basically know that when you put, you know, like, let's say it's a goblet squat, you put weight in somebody's hands and they squat it a few times, they're gonna get, their body's gonna react to that stimulus, and they're gonna get a little bit stronger, okay? Most controlled environment there is, aside from, you know, maybe if you told me 10%, I don't know, that still seems kind of high. 10% of people are going to trip over the bottom foot of a bench, and like a bench press bench, and they're going to trip and they're going to hurt their wrist on the fall, or something, you know, something crazy like that. Maybe I could go there with you, you know, like there's just anomalies, oops, that happens. But no, these are training related injuries, and this doesn't even count all the people that are like, yeah, my shoulder hurts real bad, but you know, I just, you know, keep throwing weight up above my head and doing kipping chin-ups and stuff like that. So over half of the people that join a training gym this year will get injured. This means that if 8% of the United States is getting enough activity to actually benefit from that activity, this means, and over half of them are getting injured, this means that only 4% of them are doing it in a way that doesn't get them injured, and 4% of those people are doing it wrong. It is up to us, guys. Like, it is up to you to study and learn and provide a service and to provide a responsibility and accountability to these people that keeps them out of injury. Okay? Your first priority should be to prevent training-related injuries. Why? Because it's the easiest one. It's so simple. You just make sure that you're doing right by the person. You make sure they don't do stupid stuff. You make sure that your programming and everything is appropriate to them. You do your due diligence by doing an assessment before they actually get there. Number 2 priority should be to prevent injuries outside of the gym. How do you do that? Well, you get them stronger. You're proactive in preventing those injuries by way of your programming, okay? You do foam rolling, you do a proper warm-up, you do all these things to make the little muscles that they need to stabilize themselves and the mobility that they need to actually stretch out into the things that they need to do are preventing the injury outside of the gym. Number 3 needs to be to get to the goal, okay? 1, prevent training-related injuries. 2, prevent injuries outside of the gym. 3, get to the goal, okay? That is alarming, okay? It's poor for us to think that we've only gotten to 12% of the United States. 12% of the population is actually joining a gym. That number needs to crank up. We need to get better at that. That means we need to get better at our influence, and we need to get better at our messaging, okay? Only 8% getting enough activity to benefit from that activity. That's wild. That means 92% of the United States out there is just walking around. It's no wonder people are trying to use medications and trying to self-medicate, we'll call it, and do all these different things to try to feel better, because your body still needs the activity that it did 30,000 years ago. It's just that we don't have nature forcing us to do it anymore. Okay? So it is up to us. You have to put that responsibility on your shoulder and say, I am going to push out into this space, and I'm going to help that 92%. I'm going to influence them to pull them in. Okay? And when they are in here, we have to do our due diligence. We have to prevent an injury. We have to help them get to the goal. Okay? If you can keep them injury-free long enough, you're probably going to get to the goal anyway. But if you can be proactive in that prevention, maybe they never get hurt in the first place. Anyway, 4% of the United States is probably getting the activity that they need. That's just too low. I mean, the United States is 327 million people. 4%, what is that? That'd be like 16 million people out of all of those. We need to do better. So anyway, these are some stats that you can use, though. Use these to motivate yourself, okay? Use these to push out. Use these to go get more people, because more people need help. If only 8% of the United States get enough activity to actually benefit from that activity, we need to go help more people.